Welcome aboard the Flight Chill Spot podcast. I'll be your captain today. If you notice to your left, there's a window showing the rest of your house, perhaps your living room. Maybe you're in your car on the 401. Two eyes on the road, loser. What are you doing over there, Sam?
I'm scatting. It's Black History Month, so in honor of Ella Fitzgerald, I'm
there you
scatting.
Go. Actually, scatting is interesting because it's something that like
not easy.
No.
Did you ever hear the video of Kim Cattrall scatting?
I thought you were gonna be like, "Have you ever scatted?" I'm like, "Oh, Sam,
I saved jazz. My name's Ryan Gosling.
Everyone knows that Ryan Gosling is the greatest jazz artist of our time.
The greatest jazz artist of our time.
You were mentioning someone just
Louis
now.
Armstrong, whom? Kim Cattrall.
No, I'm not
familiar. She
plays
Samantha Jones on Sex and the City.
I really don't know.
She plays the one who fucks a lot on Sex and the City.
Okay, I haven't seen a single episode of Sex and the City.
But do you know the characters and the character traits of the various members?
I thought they all had sex. I thought that was the point. It's like the sex in the city.
Samantha has the most sex.
Who's the main character?
Carrie Bradshaw.
That's the only one I know.
Oh.
And I didn't even know her name.
The thing about Sex and the City is that like they're kind of like the girls of Sex and the City are like Harry Potter houses or like astrological signs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they have character traits that everybody tries and like project themselves onto. So
the
like
founder of House Gryffindor, Carrie Bradshaw.
So like Carrie. I think Carrie is a Slytherin who thinks she's a Gryffindor. But
just like Harry. Oh, you were saying?
No, Carrie is like the mess, you know? Like she's like a hopeless romantic. She's spontaneous. She acts without she's a little naive. Charlotte is like very, very like to the book, very prim, very proper, very like sure of herself. Fuck you, phone.
Since when do you keep your ringer on?
I don't. It's the CBC News app. It does that.
Okay, you were saying.
Charlotte's very like prim and proper. She's a wasp. Like she's like upper class and like kind of starched. You know, she's like a starched sheet.
She'll sting you. She doesn't give a shit.
No, like she has quiet missionary sex with the lights off, you know.
Wow,
like she's just very like.
So she still has
proper.
Sex in the City, but it's
Yeah.
not like fun Sex in the City.
No,
it's like
no.
maybe it's fun to her.
Experimental Sex in the City,
Yeah.
and then Miranda is the like career woman, like independent, smart, like can hang with the boys, like works. She's a lawyer, and like she's the only female lawyer in her law firm.
She's a single female lawyer.
She's a single female lawyer, like works like 40-hour work weeks. And that's when she's going at like 5% and not like 100%.
Right. And all her problems are solved by some dude's penis.
Doesn't take any shit. Like
right.
Could have sex if she wants to, but is too busy working.
Right. Plenty of opportunities for Sex in the City.
Samantha Jones is like sexually liberated, like will flirt with anything that walks, is unabashedly open about her like sexcapades and stuff like that. But she's also like Samantha Jones is also a career woman too, but like not as she doesn't go as hard as Miranda does. Miranda is like almost all work and no play.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes her a dull girl.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's so weird because like when Sex and the City first came out, like I feel like the showrunners wanted us to all want to be Carrie Bradshaw.
Right.
And then as time sort of went on, everybody slowly started to realize that Carrie Bradshaw's a bad person.
I mean, I feel like that happens.
Like she's really reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens to a lot of main characters, I find.
Yeah.
And especially these like long running comedies.
I guess, yeah. It's kind of like how like everybody hates Harry Potter now and calls him a wizard cop.
Yeah, it's like Harry Potter or like what's that famous? I never seen the show, but you and Brad talked about it at length. It's Girls is what it's called.
Oh,
Girls.
yeah.
Who's the lead in that?
So the actress is Lena Dunham. The character's name is Hannah.
It's like how many times can a
She's
character
such a piece of shit.
fuck up?
Although I feel like Girls, like there would be no Girls Without Sex in the City, right? Like
definitely.
So,
the influences are clear.
So like Girls came out after like years after Sex in the City ended, and we all knew that Carrie Bradshaw was a bad person. So I feel like when it came time to write Girls, they were like, no, she's a bad person and everybody knows it.
Right.
Like you're supposed to think that Hannah is a bad person, like not the greatest person, like from the jump.
Well, flawed characters is what's needed for endearment, so they can grow and change.
Yeah, it's just
the character's
like it got
perfect. It gets
exhausting
boring
by season 4.
You know,
because it's like, how many times are you going to treat the people you claim to love badly?
Well, you know what show did that perfectly?
What's that?
It's BoJack Horseman.
Right.
You haven't seen the end of BoJack Horseman?
No, I haven't finished the first half of the final season.
No way.
No.
So it's
I gotta suck it up. Like, it's one of my goals for 2020 is
just to
finish
BoJack.
No, to start watching TV, even if I think it's gonna make me feel bad, and
right.
maybe like get over it.
Right.
You know, like stop. Like, I don't have to let it make me feel bad.
You don't need to protect yourself.
Forever.
It's TV. Like these characters aren't even real.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into spoiler territory. Obviously, I want to tell you, but I want to say, Sam, I want to throw this out in the air that BoJack Horseman from season 1 to season 6 is some of the greatest TV ever, in my opinion. The ending was perfect.
Okay.
Like perfection.
Cool.
In my opinion. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah.
First half of season 1 is iffy. It's a pretty wacky, goofy cartoon. Anything past that is like just golden drops of honey right into your fucking eyeballs. So good.
God, you need to watch Sex Education.
I've been seeing lots of clips from that.
You need to watch Sex Education. It's great.
What's like what? Why do you say I need to watch it?
Because it's one of those shows that like manages to deal, like, the main characters are all teenagers, but it's responsible without being like a PSA.
Okay.
Like, you know, they solve their problems, you know, like teenagers, like shit goes wrong, but, you know, like they're not afraid to like go to adults for help sometimes.
Right.
And the adults are like competent. They have their issues, except there's one adult in that show, the principal, who is just completely like a lost cause.
Right.
But for the most part, like the adults are
like
adults,
that.
and they're flawed and they make mistakes, but they're ultimately like helpful and like
Well-rounded
people that these
and
teenagers can go to for help when they need it, and they're good role models. And you know, I think it's very I mean, I'm not a teenager and I've not been a teenager in this current day and age, but I feel like it's a good show for teenagers to watch because they can see themselves reflected in it, but also like
have a laugh, enjoy themselves.
No, like can see that you can go to adults with your problems and see it's like know how a responsible adult should react when you go to them with said problems. You know, it's just
healthy examples. It's
so great. And they you know, like it covers all of those like bases as far as like representation goes. There are there are people of color on the show, LGBTQ plus folks on the show that are like accurately represented, and they're not tokens, and they exist. And they all, that's the other thing too, is that all the characters are 3-dimensional. Like they're so 3-dimensional. You think like you think that somebody is gonna be a side character that's just like for comedic relief or something like that, but then they actually get an episode that's mostly about them and their depth, you know. And it starts out, it's kind of like a Trojan horse. It starts out, you think it's about this kid whose mother is a sex therapist, and through what he's learned from his mom, opens up a sex clinic helping the kids at his school with their sex problems for money. But then it just grows into so much more than that. And you actually get like this really, really large cast of characters that are all 3-dimensional that you all care about on multiple levels. And it's just like, it's so good. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
How long are the episodes?
They're about an hour. They're pretty long. But it flies by.
Who is it? An American show?
No, it's British. Also, the place that it's set in is gorgeous. I've been meaning to Google where exactly in the UK Sex Education is set, because it looks like cottage country.
Oh, really?
Like a character will be standing waiting for the bus, and they're standing underneath like a log structure with like trees and a lake in the background. And I'm like, where the fuck are you?
You know, I'll Google it here. Where is Sex Education filmed? Let me see.
It's gorgeous.
CN Traveler.
And the main character's house, like Otis's house, is just like, it looks like a Muskoka cottage. Like it looks like a $6 billion Muskoka cottage. It's absolutely insane. I cannot believe, like, oh God, you gotta watch this show, man.
Looks like one of the buildings they go to is the University of South Wales, or University of Wales, Newport. It's a vacant university.
Okay.
So I guess you said that they're students, right?
Yeah, they're
so
high school students.
The school they go to is a vacant university, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I think that in the UK, I could be wrong about this, but sometimes they're called universities and they're not post-secondary schools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Either that or they installed lockers in the university to make it look more like a high school.
It looks like they film all over the UK.
Okay.
From what, there's no one area, but like something like this, showing a picture of Sam.
That's the, you can put that, save that and put it up on the screen, but that's the main character's house, Otis. That's where he lives.
Wow.
That's where he goes to home after the end of a school day.
This is the chalet in Simone. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. I mean, so clearly these characters are affluent then.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them lives in a trailer park. Yeah.
Must be an interesting dynamic. I'll give it a shot. I mean, I have a really hard time.
And it's weird because like the one character lives in a trailer park, and I think everybody in the cast knows that, but they never make fun of her for it.
Well, what's there to make fun
and
of?
She's
really?
not one of those people who are like, it's not like Pretty in Pink where she's like afraid to bring people back to her place. I mean, it doesn't really happen, but like, I don't know. It just where she lives doesn't seem to be an issue, which is amazing. Like all of the normal things that people would make into an issue in a show about teenagers is like not an issue.
Right.
It's something much deeper.
You
know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
How much of the show, like the thing I struggle with a lot of these like live action Netflix shows, is that I feel like, well, a lot of them, all of them, because Netflix and their crazy budgets have like really nice production values and like they hire really good actors and stuff. But I do feel that tonally, a lot of these live action shows end up being like more about a message than a narrative. Now, would you say that Sex Education is like preaching a message, or is it more just a show about this group of kids?
It can get a little preachy sometimes, but
I really, there's a lot of Netflix shows that I've been watching where like I'll get a couple episodes in and just be like, I know the message because I'm not an idiot and I know what subtext is. You don't need to spell it out for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of hand-holding Netflix shows.
Yeah. No, sometimes it can be a little preachy. There's one character specifically who I want to see more of. For those of you who watch, it's the asexual character in season 2.
Interesting.
I want to see more of her. Because she just sort of got, this isn't really a spoiler, but like sort of like chiding from her friends. Her friends are like, oh, you should date this guy. Like he'll sleep with anybody.
I think I've seen that clip.
And then she's, she doesn't know how to tell her friends, but she's like not interested in him at all. And they're like, oh, you're just pretending that you're not interested in him because you want to be cool because he's like a popular character.
Right. And
she's like, no, you don't understand. And then she like goes to a counselor and she's like, I don't want to have sex. And the counselor's like, okay, well, you don't have to, like, there's no rush.
Then don't.
And she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I have zero desire to have sex. Like, the thought, I'm not grossed out by it, and I'm not ready for it yet. Like, I just don't want to.
Right.
And the therapist is like, oh, and they have this whole conversation. She's like, oh, I think I'm broken and all that stuff. And the therapist is like, well, sex doesn't make us whole, so how could you ever be broken? And it's just, like, great, like, like,
right.
Oh, what a beautiful thing to say. Yay. And then I just like haven't seen her yet. I haven't finished the season, but like I just like I haven't really seen her since that episode. And it's like, wait a second.
Right.
More of her, please. She's in the school play, which like actually plays into a big part of the second season that I'm currently watching right now. And it's like, where'd she go?
Right. Yeah,
Where'd she go after this holy grail of like asexuality episodes? This like great
she shouldn't
moment
be like
of representation.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not saying Sex Education does this in the slightest, but there's shows out there that I feel like they just want to tick a box. You know?
Yeah, it felt a little bit box ticky, but I haven't finished the season yet.
I'm sure she comes back.
I'm not passing judgment yet.
Everyone
but I can't
on Twitter has
help but
been
notice,
very happy about Sex Education.
I can't help but notice in like the episodes following that I haven't been seeing much of her.
Right.
But she's attached to one of the main characters in the sense that they're both in the school play. So it's like, why haven't I seen her more?
Right.
Yeah. But it's really good. It's really, really good. And it's so funny. Like, it's so, like, typical British humor. Like, things just get zany and like out of control and secondhand embarrassment a little bit.
I don't like that, to be honest.
There's like one really bad moment, but it's not that bad. And then like, you know, it gets really wholesome and nice and progressive and cool, and I just love it.
Well, there you go.
I love it.
You know,
Everybody
maybe
should watch it. Everybody should watch it for Ncuti Gatwa alone. He's so good.
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
He plays. I think his character's name is Eric. I forget the character's name.
Ares?
I think it's Eric.
The god of war?
He plays Otis's best friend, the main character's best friend. He's gay and he's Nigerian, and the first season is great. Like it deals with his family and like, you know, like him being like gay and flamboyant. He's already out to his family, but like his family is sort of like traditional, like Nigerian.
They're
like,
kind of hush hush about it.
Yeah, they sort of downplay it a little bit. And then in the first season, he kind of like, you know, like not comes out, but like it's like, hey, like this is me and this is what I'm like, and love me. And
well, there
great.
you go.
Really,
well, go
really
watch
great.
Sex Education. Go watch BoJack Horseman, and then clean it off with some Sex Education, because BoJack Horseman will kick you down, and maybe Sex Education will bring you back up.
Sex Education will absolutely lift you back up.
Well, there you go.
It's a beautiful show.
You know what I think about all the time, the vein of Netflix, Sam?
What's that?
Do you remember when we finished the first season of On My Block? On My Block's another really, well, we'll get there.
The first season.
On My Block is a show on Netflix
Yeah.
about these kids living in
Compton.
Is it Compton?
Yeah.
Okay. Like kids living in Compton and the struggles of that. And the first season was like clever and charming.
It's like a coming of age show, but they live in the hood.
Yeah.
But it's not like Boys in the Hood kind of like growing up in the hood.
It's not like gang war shit, but like there is like gang activity, and they're all not very, you know, no one is rich or anything.
Yeah.
But so the first season ends on a really dramatic note. And then one day, me and Sam were cuddling up to watch some Netflix like we do. And we turned on Netflix and we saw that they dropped the second season. And we were like, oh, there was no trailers for this.
Yeah.
There was no marketing for this.
Oh, it's been renewed for a third season.
Great. We watched the first episode of the second season, and wow, that was dog shit.
It was really bad.
So it's funny, right? Sam and I, our approach
also, it doesn't say that they're in Compton specifically, just inner city Los Angeles.
Okay, so somewhere in LA.
Yeah.
Sam and I, when it comes to critiquing things that we watch or like, I think that, well, we both obviously critique things. Your lens is far more like, well, did I enjoy it?
Yeah.
And mine is like, well, there's these things that stood out as to not being great. And sometimes when we have these discussions, I feel like maybe I can go a little too far, and it kind of ruins the thing.
You're a little too hard on things sometimes, and I'm a little too soft on things sometimes.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
I could stand to raise my standards, and you could maybe ease up.
And I could stand to loosen my butthole a little bit.
Yeah.
We finished On My Block season 2, season 2, episode 1, and I was like, wow, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to, because we both really liked the first season, and you're pretty forgiving, and you don't really like it when I tear down something you like, so I didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
But I remember turning to you, and you being like, that was terrible. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
No, they really fucked that up.
Yeah.
Maybe it gets better.
Yeah, I remember feeling like, oh, maybe I'll just finish this season and like see where it goes, but I haven't had the desire to.
Well, now like in a small spoiler territory, I guess, if you really care, but it seems to be more about the I don't remember his name, but there's the Latinx kid, there's the black girl, and then there's the black guy.
Yeah.
It seems to be becoming more about.
And then there's the Latino boy who's in a gang.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who's dating Monse, the black girl.
Right, Monse is her name. But the show in season 2 anyway seems to be far more focused on the black guy's like treasure hunt. Which
I think should be its own TV show.
Well, because it's so... Well, you see, Sam, what's weird about that? Like, I don't want to spoil anything specific, but the season 1 ends with a pretty dramatic moment.
Yeah.
And you think that season 2 would deal with the ramifications of that.
Do we just want to talk about it? I don't think anybody's seen On My Block. Like,
whatever.
Spoiler alerts for, like, On My Block, but, like...
If you care... one of the main love interests in the first season dies at the end of the first season.
Yeah.
She gets shot and killed.
Yeah.
In a shooting.
And it's like tied into the Latino boy's gang activity.
Yeah.
So basically,
there's two Latino boys. Let's say
the season starts with like the Latino boy who's in a gang. His brother's in a gang, so it's just sort of like assumed that he's gonna join the gang.
Right.
And like, like against his will, he sort of like has to join.
Yeah.
And
join the family business.
he like has a run-in with one of their nemesis, like one of the gang's nemesis on their turf, and he has to like kill him. Like it's one of those things where it's like a standoff where it's like kill or be killed. And he chooses not to kill the guy and let him get away. Because he finds out that he has like a 3-year-old daughter or something like really, really like heartstringy like that.
Actually, it's a great scene.
And he's like, okay, I won't kill you, but you have to fucking leave. Never, ever, ever come back. I swear to God. And the guy's like, okay, I will. And then it looks like he's disappeared. And then he shows up to their friend's quinces and shoots him or tries to shoot him. And he winds up shooting the guy's friend.
Yeah,
and
the other Latino kid.
And
the Latino girl.
That the other Latino kid is in love with.
Yeah.
And then so the Latino girl whose Keen says it was dies. Like we find out that she like bled out. They both got shot. He survived and she didn't.
You find out she dies in the season 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
it's like super tragic actually, because like she is living with the Latino boy, not the one who's in a gang, but the other one, because her family got deported.
Yeah.
And his family took her in
because she was born in America.
Yeah.
She's technically a citizen.
Yeah. Do you know who the actress Diane Guerrero is?
Rings a bell.
She was on Orange is the New Black. She was not Flacca. I forget her name. She's on Orange is the New Black. She's on Jane the Virgin. She's in DC's Doom Patrol, the TV show.
Okay.
And a couple of other
Say
things.
her name again, sorry?
Diane Guerrero.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you said Denai Guerrera.
No.
Which I think is...
not Okoye.
That's,
from
Michonne.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
And Michonne, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny. I just the story of like this character on My Block and her story are like super familiar, because Diane Guerrero in real life, her family is, I forget where they're from, but I think they're Mexican immigrants, and they were living in America illegally, and she was born in America, like on American soil, and she came home from school one day and her entire family was gone.
Wow.
They had been deported while she was at school.
Damn.
And taken away, and like nobody, and it was just one of those like horrible spots in like American immigration stories where like she was left with no caretakers at the age of 14, and nobody came to check on her. Nobody was like, okay, so like there's an American citizen living in this household who's a minor who like has to be taken care of, like child services, nothing. Nobody
so
came
she
for
just
her.
really fell through the cracks of the system.
No, she luckily was like, her family arranged for her to stay with a friend of theirs. Like the Latino community took care of her.
Well, that's good.
And that's what they do, right? Like
right.
there's a community of like immigrants, of Latinx immigrants who, you know, they take care of each other, because they understand that at any given moment, like one of them could be next and taken away. So like they'll take in, you know, children who get left behind when immigration services or ICE comes and takes families away, and like we'll look after them.
But to get back to On My Block, they wrap up the narrative of her dying in maybe the first 5 minutes of season 2, episode 1, and then it just goes back to antics.
Yep.
Like it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
And
she got shot and killed.
And she was a major love interest.
Yeah.
For 2 people.
And it was like a huge thing where like this guy like had been in love with her for years, and then like her family gets deported and she moves in with his family, and it's like, oh snap, like she's staying in his bedroom, what's gonna happen?
Bro.
And he like admits that they're like, that he's like in love with her, and like he throws her a Keen says, because he finds out that she's not going to get one because her family's been deported. So he like does all this work because he loves her, and then she gets shot and killed, and then it just kind of goes away at the beginning of season 2, and you're like, what the hell? This was such a huge thing. Like, I don't know. But that kind of brings me to my next point. You know, we're talking about like, oh, like should we do spoilers for On My Block? There's way too much TV out there.
It's true.
There's way too much TV out there.
I would argue that 100% of the people who listen to this podcast are not going to watch On My Block.
Yeah. And it's like, have you been seeing these trailers for Apple TV Plus?
Yeah.
There are a whole other plethora of TV shows that are out there
I've heard they're really good
that
too.
I just can't watch. You know, I literally don't have the money to subscribe to another streaming service. Like
yeah.
I
I'm already
just,
on like 4. I don't need more.
yeah, I can't. We have Netflix, Crave, and Disney Plus, and then you have Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Actually, I also pay for Amazon Prime.
I thought you deleted that.
Well, I've been ordering things. I've actually been using Prime, the service on Amazon,
Oh, okay.
and Prime Video comes with Prime.
Okay.
So, because we've been ordering stuff to spruce
Yeah.
up this place,
Yeah.
and Prime actually has saved me a ton of money.
Okay.
So, I've just been using Prime.
Wow. 5 streaming services between the two of us. Like, and I still
Yeah.
can't watch all of TV.
And I still choose to play Tetris 99 till I'm blue in the face.
But like, it's
Actually,
like,
I fell off my Tetris train.
that's like, I felt so bad around when the Emmys came out this year, because I was like, damn, like I really didn't watch TV this year. And like, to my credit, like, yeah, it's true, I haven't. Like, I've been in this realm of just like watching old TV shows, but I have not been watching new TV.
You've been ripping
at
Frasier
all.
like a madwoman.
Yeah, I have been tearing through Frasier, and I watched all of 30 Rock before that, and before that it was Sex and the City, and I just
And you didn't really
don't-
like Frasier. Or, excuse me, not Frasier. You love Frasier, but you didn't really like 30 Rock.
No.
No?
No, it wasn't I didn't like it as much as I hoped a show about NBC would make me.
Well, in the canon,
Like it.
in the canon of like workplace comedies, 30 Rock is well remembered, but it's definitely not like it's no Office.
just
It's no
can't-
Parks and Rec.
I just cannot believe how quickly it aged out. The show is not that old. 30 Rock was coming out when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I think it ended in like my first year of university or
Something
something.
like that, yeah.
It's not that old. Like, Sex and the City absolutely has not aged well because it was filmed in the 90s. It's like over 20 years
Just like
old at this point.
2 decades old, yeah.
30 Rock is like not that old in comparison to that, and it's so problematic. Like, it's
Yeah.
so it's such a
Are there some serious problems with it?
oh my god, Cameron, there's blackface like 3 separate times on that
My
show.
God.
Like, it's unbelievable.
Do you know if that's during Donald Glover's
Blackface.
tenure or not?
I don't remember.
Mm.
But it's absolutely insane. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Mm.
Blackface? Tina Fey?
It's a little low.
Excuse
She
me?
does blackface.
What?
Tina Fey does blackface?
No.
'Cause that would
trying
be
to think.
crazy.
Jane Krakowski's character does blackface in one episode. John Hamm guest stars and does blackface for a hot second.
John.
Yeah, that did not make me happy. And then I think there's one more, but I can't remember. So I'm going to say there's blackface twice on 30 Rock, which is still way more than I would like. But I think there's a third moment that I'm forgetting in there
Right.
somewhere.
It's a very Justin Trudeau, like
I don't remember how many times I've done blackface.
there's no way to be sure how many times
Yeah.
I've been in blackface. He's our prime minister.
Oh, goddamn.
I mean,
But
he
yeah,
does an
like-
okay job. He just did blackface a bunch.
Just did blackface a bunch. Yeah, okay.
It doesn't make it any better, of course.
Yeah. But god damn, I just that show really disappointed me. And like
You're really looking forward to watching it.
and the character of Kenneth, like, something about the later seasons, they were just like, let's make, because Kenneth is like a country bumpkin who came from a small town in like Georgia to be an NBC page. Pardon me. So he was always sort of like of a small town mind whenever people would ask his opinion on things. But like later on in the series, they just decided to like crank up the misogyny on Kevin.
Oh, yeah?
And he just like outright says shit like, oh, like, why would a woman do something crazy? Like, want to have a career and like, you know, like, why would she want to do anything other than like have my babies and like walk around barefoot? He doesn't say that exactly.
Is it a
but,
little
like,
bit of, you ever heard of the term Flanderization?
No.
So you know who Flanders is in Simpsons?
Right.
His neighbor?
Yeah.
So like in the early seasons, this will be quick, and you go back to your point.
Yeah.
In the early seasons of The Simpsons, Ned Flanders had like a character. He was a person. He was like a church guy.
Yeah.
But like he was really wholesome, like hi
Yeah.
dilly ho, you know, this
Yeah,
whole thing.
like G-rated to the nth degree.
The current Simpsons, this is actually all of the characters fall prey to this. They were like, instead of making Ned Flanders a 3-dimensional character, let's just up the churchness of him.
Right.
And now he's a character of himself.
Right.
He was one of the first examples, and he coined the term. The term has since been coined
Yeah.
as Flanderization.
Flanderization.
Like a lot of people would argue that the last couple seasons of The Office suffer from flanderization, where characters stop being characters and become caricatures of their characters.
Right.
A sillier, more
Yeah.
turned up, like their quirks become the character.
Yeah.
And thus that's called a flanderization.
Like the two characteristics that like sum up the character but don't actually give it any depth become their entire personality.
Yeah, like imagine if Kevin in The Office in the first
Right.
season was kind of like a gluttonous,
Like an
bumbling fool, oafish
yeah.
character, but then in season 9, like every scene he's in, he's eating like a full pie.
Yeah.
Like that's flanderization. It's not clever. It's just he's an oaf, so he's doing oafish shit.
Got it.
Yeah, but would you say
Yeah.
that's what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he got pretty flanderized. That's a good. Thank you for teaching me that word.
It's a good term, and it happens a lot in TV.
That's basically what happened. And I was like, wow, okay, like we're just leaning into this now. Is that what's happening? Fine, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm tired. I'm just trying to finish this show to say that I finished it, so that I can like, say it.
Well, I feel like for the longest time, you were talking about the Emmys earlier before we got into 30 Rock.
Well, I just can't believe how much TV I missed this year.
Yeah.
Like I think even if I wasn't in old TV land, I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Maybe I'm just ignorant because I don't watch a lot
Still
of TV.
haven't fucking watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like,
Oh, I've heard that's really good though.
yeah. Where the fuck did that come from? Sorry, Auntie Sandra. I've sworn like a million times this. Yeah.
But I feel like for the longest time, like, from like 2008 to maybe like now, you watch the Emmys and it's like, what's nominated? Like Blackish, Modern Family, fucking Scandal, or whatever. It's like the same.
Scandal's been done for a while now.
Well, my whole point is that like for the longest time, and I feel like there's lots of shows that joke about this. Like Family Guy makes a bunch of joke about this. How like for the longest time there were like 10 TV shows that won all the Emmys for like a decade. Like, and it's like, well, why watch TV? There's 10 TV shows.
Who's gonna win Best Comedy this year? All in the Family or The Jeffersons?
Yeah, really.
It's a 50-50 chance.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
Flip a fucking coin. Give it to one of them.
Yeah, I don't fucking whatever.
Whoever wins this year, we'll give the other one the win next year. Okay,
Yeah.
and we'll just alternate from there.
Yeah.
But I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm bad with TV. It's a big commitment.
I want to get better.
Well, I always
but
rationalize
I
it.
still like and then I think about how like after I'm done with this like old TV run, which I'm never gonna be fully done with because I watch most of my TV right before I go to bed. So it's like I don't want to watch The Witcher right before, like while I am in bed trying to fall asleep.
You don't want to get chased by a
comfortable.
drowner in your dreams.
I don't want to watch The Witcher. It's also like way too long. I need a sitcom. I need something that's sitcom length to watch before I go to bed. And
that's why I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine so much.
30 Rock and Frasier are perfect for that.
Yeah.
So that's where I get most of my TV watching done. But I'm trying to watch more after I'm done this current season of Sex Education. Like I want to finish The Witcher. I want to watch Breaking Bad. I want to.
Breaking Bad is good. I love Breaking Bad.
I want to hunker down and like watch some of the dramas that I've been meaning to watch and just haven't been. So
yeah.
But there's just too much TV now.
It was a lot of TV.
There's way too much TV.
And it's too much TV. And the thing is, like, if you have, and I say this all the time because I've had to come to terms with this myself, right? Because all my friends watch TV.
Yeah.
All my friends, I would say all my
In
friends.
some capacity.
All my friends watch more TV than I do.
Yeah.
And they frequently talk about TV. So.
Oh, God, I gotta finish Letterkenny too.
I've always felt
way
like.
too much TV.
I've always felt like I've been out of the loop on TV.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of felt bad about that because it's like, oh, like everyone else manages to watch all this TV, but like I don't feel like I ever have the time to watch TV. And I realized that, and something I've like given myself a break for in the past, like I guess like 4 years since I've had this epiphany, is that I just like other things. Moving away from TV, I want to ask you a question, Sam.
Sure.
So in the film Amélie, you obviously know Amélie. Or Amélie. Amélie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen Amélie.
But you know the movie though, like you've heard of it.
Yeah.
There's a
white girl with a short bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like famous. It's a music.
Pale
Anyway,
white, yeah.
There's a line in the movie, something on the lines of she mentions simple pleasures. There are simple pleasures in life, and one of her simple pleasures is cracking open a can of creme brulee. Like it's like the sound of it is something she really likes.
Okay.
Do you have anything like that? Any kind of like day-to-day things or like things you like to do specifically? Like for me, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
One of my simple pleasures in life is after a long day of bullshit, I get to sit down at the end of the day and like play a game or two. And specifically, when I pick up my Nintendo Switch controller and turn on the console, it vibrates. It goes, that vibrate. It's almost like it's a cue for me to like really sink into my seat,
Right.
and relax.
I feel like my whole routine is just sort of like up in the air since I've like moved out. It's like I'm comfortable at home, but I'm not like in my house. It's Weird. Well, right now, so my my room, quote unquote, is in an attic, like a converted attic.
Right.
So, what my friend who normally lives there has done is she has like, there's like a window looking out to the front of the house, like to the street. That's like pretty. It's actually like pretty on level. It's like up to my waist because it's an attic and the dimensions are weirder. So she's put down like a beanbag chair, and when I sit in the beanbag chair and I like hear like the rustle of the beans inside the chair, I'm like, yeah, I made it home. I'm done.
There you go. Yeah.
Or I use that to shift because I'm so busy and I usually have to be in like 2 different places in the same day. It symbolizes the shift. It's like, okay, I'm in like I'm out of work mode now and I'm into like gotta get ready to go to cams to record mode, or like gotta go to GLA mode, or like gotta go to mom's house for dinner mode or something like that. It's like it's time to shift into the next version of myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Beanbag chairs are interesting. I've never quite figured out how to sit in a beanbag chair.
There's no comfortable way to sit in a beanbag chair.
We need like really big beanbag chairs.
Basically you switch every like 15 minutes. You just change positions.
Well, see, then I feel
when you think that one position is gonna like break your back.
I feel like if I'm gonna buy a beanbag chair, then I need to buy like a big fuck off beanbag chair.
Yeah.
Almost like a borderline mattress that just like sits in the corner.
Upright. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like that way you can actually sit in it.
They make quote unquote beanbag chairs that are like
chairs.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just stuffed with beans.
Well, I mean,
they're not like the slouchy blobs that you see in college dorms. They're like chairs.
I feel like beanbag chairs are a trend that will eventually just go away because at one point
they won't. They will never go away.
Well, at one point we need to acknowledge
grow out of beanbag chairs.
At one point we need to acknowledge that they're just not a nice way to sit.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable.
That's part of growing up, is realizing that you're too old to sit in beanbag chairs. like
God, my center of gravity is so fucked up right now. I'm not gonna be able to get up.
Beanbag chairs they don't go out of style. You just stop owning them and knowing people who own them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not trying to make fun of anyone or disparage anyone who has a beanbag chair, but like whenever I see a beanbag chair, I can only ever think of like dorm, or like college age, or like you're in university and you know you don't want a chair, so you get a beanbag chair.
Exactly.
You know, like,
exactly.
I'm a hip college student. I got a beanbag chair.
Yeah, they remind me of like student lounges where it's like, this is a cool place for you to hang out and study with your friends.
Yeah.
But it's not like structured. It's comfy. It's a beanbag chair.
It's like futons. Futon's another one.
Oh, good lord.
I used to think futons were so cool.
Oh my god, I used to want a futon so bad.
Because
not as a bed, just like to have. Like, I wanted one for our family's rec room.
Well, because like they're actually pretty comfy to sit on in terms of like couches. If you use it as a couch.
Yes.
You ever like, tried to sleep on a futon?
Yeah. When I was a kid.
Yeah, do you like
my back was not what it is today?
Do you like iron poles up your back and ass? Because that's just the whole thing. Like you lay down and it's like, oh, this is kind of uncomfortable, and you shift somewhere else and you're like, wow, I didn't think I can get less comfortable.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Is that the iron rod of a futon up my ass, or are you just happy to see me?
Well, it's after like when I was in high school, I used to sleep on like couches like the one we record on frequently. Like I would just like fall asleep and like stay there.
Yeah.
Because I liked I don't know, it was just good to sleep on. I can't do that shit anymore.
You can't. Yeah.
No, I fell asleep on a couch once, like, God, a couple of months ago, and I woke up and my whole body was like, dude,
yeah,
please don't ever do that again.
Well, like, this is like the saddest thing, because when I was younger, I used to love like the softest of soft surfaces to sleep on. Like I wanted to be swallowed by my mattress.
Yeah, like a fucking cloud. Yeah.
Now that now I have this like grown person back, and I can't.
I need some firmness. Yeah.
I can't do it. I need structure. And it's like, it's this weird, like, I crave softness, but I know that I can't have it, because if something is too soft, I will literally wake up from the pain.
Yeah.
Like, the pain will wake me up. My back will be like, listen, man, I can't do this anymore.
Wait,
you gotta go sleep on some hardwood flooring or something, because, like, I can't do this.
It's the same logic as having curves in your shoes. It's like,
yes.
Yeah, I could have fucking flat-footed, like, K-Swiss shoes and destroy my spine for style.
Yeah.
Or I could get a pair of Nikes or New Balance or something and then walk around like a fucking person.
That's what I remember in a previous podcast or like video or something, I talked about how like I've sort of fallen in love with Adidas. That's like my quote unquote brand. Like that's my brand. You know, some people are loyal to like Nike. I'm an Adidas person. When I stepped into my first pair of 3 stripes for a show that I was in, because I decided that my character was going to wear Adidas, I noticed that like the classic like black and white 3 stripe superstars have a little bit of arch support in them. And that was the moment where I was like, oh yeah. This is my shoe.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, this is my shoe.
Oh, give me that like, arch support.
Because it had a little bit of arch support in it.
Yeah.
And like that was enough for me.
Yeah.
That truly sealed the deal.
Listen, man.
Which is like, it's weird because like I still love my Converse, which are completely flat. Like, there's nothing to Converse. I can't do Converse
anymore. I took my, I don't have them anymore. I took my old Chucks out for a spin, like on a day in Toronto one day, like we were like going out, and I'm gonna never wear these shoes again.
Yeah.
Because my feet were on fire.
Yeah.
My lower back hurt. Like it was just like, fuck this. This isn't worth it.
Yeah. But that little bit of arch support in the Adidas, it was like, oh, mama, what have I been missing?
Mama. But yeah, man,
Mama?
it's like fuck, I was gonna bring up something. It's like, yeah, I understand now. Like when you see old people, like geriatric ass old people wearing
I don't make fun of those
like New Balance
I don't make
or
fun
something
of those anymore, because it's like live your fucking life, sis.
Yeah. I also want feet comfort.
Yeah.
Like you ever use like Dr. Scholl's or like needed like orthotics in your shoes?
Yeah.
Because like that shit helps a lot.
It makes a difference. One time, because I wear Converse to work in the summertime. I have a pair of like black low tops, all black low tops, and I remember I had switched the orthotics out into my everyday shoes, and out of my work shoes, and I forgot to put them back in, and I went to work for 8 hours with no orthotics in, and my feet were killing me.
Yeah,
like absolutely
they would
killing me, and I was like, who am I? I don't get foot pain. Like my mom gets foot pain. I don't get foot pain. I'm young.
Foot pain is a very regular part of life.
I'm vibrant. I'm impenetrable.
I'm youthful.
What is this?
Like you look in the mirror and your like cheeks sink in and you're like becoming the witch.
That's the thing,
from
right?
Snow White.
That's the thing, right? Is like I have dark circles under my eyes, but like I went to the bathroom just to like sit for a second, and I got out and I like went to wash my hands, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I have foot pain and my eyes are sunken into my face because I'm old. And oh my god, who am I? And I had like an existential crisis.
Small
in the
existential
bathroom.
crisis. Yeah,
I had a brief existential crisis because I was like, my feet hurt, my eyes are dark, my skin is like dry, where it never used to be. Like what is happening to me? What is happening to me?
Well, that's the big difference. Like whenever
my ass is sagging. Like fuck.
Your ass is not sagging.
Fuck.
Your ass is perky
Sorry,
and beautiful.
Auntie Sandra, but if you saw what I saw when I looked in the mirror, you would swear too.
But so it's like I think about like me and my friends talk about this all the time. It's like the only real difference between me and my friends in terms of our appearance, like obviously there's lots of differences in our appearances, but we mostly just look less tired in high school. Yeah. Now we're just tired. We just look tired all the time.
Absolutely. We all get together and like there's something to be said about like when we went to the cottage for New Year's, like we spent a lot of time being quiet.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time during the day. Like we would turn up at night, but like a lot of the day was just like,
I mean, because we all like taking time to be quiet.
Sitting quietly and reading. And like I remember
it's my favorite part of the cottage trips.
When your friends Craig and Agri used to come up, like they actually spent a lot of time like sleeping.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I haven't seen them in forever, and they just like they sleep a lot. And someone told me that like one of them had been like painting houses all summer.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so you need to catch up on your sleep.
Leave
him alone.
Leave him.
No, I totally agree. Do you find that your dark circles under your eyes get worse when you're like extremely tired? Because
well, yeah, that's how they work.
Like, I get these things where like it's like when I'm like very tired. I don't know how it works at all, but like when I'm like real fucking tired, like it's like Christmas season retail, and it's the 7th of my 9-hour shift.
Yeah.
And I'll look in the mirror and I'll see like right here, like where my tear ducts are.
Yeah.
It's just like black.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like. Like just barely holding on.
The blood is like not flowing to your eyes
to my eyeballs.
Yeah, it's like all like leaving. The blood is just like leaving your face, and you're just like, suffering.
I think I talked about this on a podcast episode like ages ago, but that's when I discovered my old manager used to keep a little thing of caffeine pills.
Oh yeah.
And like I never abused them or anything.
Yeah.
I took I did the thing because like I'm so used to taking 2 pills whenever I take pills, just because I'm a big guy, and when you take medicine and you have a large body, you should take 2 just because to help it circulate.
Yeah.
So I took 2 caffeine pills. I later read that the maximum dosage for these pills should be 1. So like
1 a day?
Well, like 1 whenever you need it.
Right.
Or even like half of a pill, they said.
Yeah.
I took 2.
Oh my god.
So I was like bouncing off the fucking walls. But it was a very productive day at work. I like reorganized the fucking pop wall.
Yeah.
Like cleared up all the sections.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I totally get why people get addicted to these.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
I'm getting so much done right now. Well, that's like the first time I ever had coffee.
yeah.
Like the first, because I only just started drinking coffee now. I'm 26. I didn't touch a full cup of coffee to myself until a couple months ago.
Although your 20s, I think, is actually the appropriate time to really start drinking coffee.
Yeah, no, it's really been a lesson in like, this is why age restrictions exist.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you start having things too early, like, sure, it doesn't like kill you, but like your attachment and the way that you incorporate it into your life is not responsible.
How fucked would you feel if you were 26 having 4 cups of coffee a day and they don't work?
Yeah.
You just drink it because you're addicted to it because you've been drinking it since you were 14.
Exactly. Well, and that's why I'm so careful with it, because I want it to work when I need it to work.
Yeah.
So I don't always have coffee. But the first time I ever had it, I was like, whoa. I am like, I am laser focused right now. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes a big
insane.
difference, especially the less you bog it down. Like if you get like a little bit of sugar, it's
Yeah.
just like sugar caffeine.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's wild.
That's, yeah.
I'm really into
really love
those
that.
Starbucks canned double shots.
I know you are. They're so gross.
I actually think they taste really great, but
Oh.
I don't like to do them very often. I save them for very extreme cases.
Yeah.
When I'm like on the way home from
If you
work.
have to like drive. Yeah.
If I'm on the way home from work and I have to like get to KW or like I'm gonna go hang out with the friends for like hours.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking fall asleep at 8 p.m. I'm gonna get one of these, drink it, and we'll be fine. But I last time I went to the store to get something, it was like buy 2 get 1. So like I bought 2 and or it was like 2 for $5 or whatever. I bought 2 and put it in the fridge. I had 1, put the other one in the fridge, and just like whatever. So like yesterday when I was doing some editing, I was like booting up everything, and I just felt like all I want to do is just not
sleep.
this.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't late, it was like noon. I've been up for like 4 hours. I was like, why am I so fucking tired? And I remembered it was in there, and I went and like had a couple sips and like was just sort of like sipping at it as I worked, and I was like, okay, no, my work's done. It really helps.
You gotta be careful with that shit though.
Well, I mean, I don't use it as a crutch. The last time I had one was weeks before that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
Well, it's like, see, last time I did that where I bought like 2 for $5, I put one in the fridge, and then my dad does this thing where like, I think because he wakes up so early, like his eyes don't wake up when he wakes up.
Yeah.
He'll go to the fridge like a fucking bear or something and just like take whatever's in there.
Yeah.
And like he just like took it. He just saw like the Starbucks can and was like, ugh, and like grabbed it. And then one day I came home and I was really fucking tired.
Yeah.
And I specifically was like, okay, I have more plans tonight, so I need to wake up. I'm gonna drink this double shot because I had bought it weeks before.
Yeah.
And I went and opened the fridge and it wasn't there. And I'm like, hey mom, where's this Starbucks drink? Like I
Yeah.
bought it and put it in here.
Yeah.
And mom was like, oh, I think dad drank it. And I was kind of like, why?
Yeah. You didn't buy it.
You didn't buy it. Like, it's fine. I don't care that he drank it, really. But at the same time, it's like, I couldn't imagine going to the fridge and being like, what's this weird drink? I didn't buy this. I wonder who's it for. I'm going to take it.
Well, that's what I don't understand about, like...
He also must have been bouncing off the fucking walls at work that day.
Yeah, he must have had, like, the best work day of his life.
Yeah. Roughed in like 20 houses.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking madman.
I gotta have more. I gotta have more. Give me another one.
Eddie, we got.
Give me another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying.
That was mostly what I was just gonna say. It's just like, imagine your dad at work after like a Starbucks double shot, just like cutting steel like nobody's business.
No.
Everyone's wondering like what's up with Tom that
Folding
day.
sheet metal with his bare hands.
Yeah. Folding bare hands.
So I don't think I've ever talked about this with you. So there was a couple summers ago when I was in high school. Duncan did this with Dad for 2 summers. I only unfortunately got to do it for a month.
Yeah, before the union found out.
The union was like, you can't do it. So I worked with my dad on a job site.
Yeah.
And it was such a great experience, and I was actually really looking forward to it because I spend time with my dad, but like it was nice to spend like lots of time with him.
Well, especially in like that's his world.
Yeah.
And
like Duncan was there, and I was hanging out with his partner Eddie, work partner Eddie. And I had this funny moment, right? Because like what I mostly just did jobber shit because I'm not a fucking sheet metal worker.
Yeah, you can't touch the big boy toys.
Exactly. So my dad would be like, okay, like take these snippers, and which you can imagine are like giant shears, and cut these sheets of sheet metal this long. And like, he'd show me how long they wanted it. And it really is just like cutting metal paper. So I was like, cut. And I had this moment where I like flipped a piece of sheet metal like this along the side to where I cut it. And I noticed there was a little like piece sticking up.
Yeah.
And like up until that point, I was like, oh, it's kind of just like cutting metal paper. And in my head, I was like, when there's a little fray on a piece of paper that you cut, you just tear it off.
Yeah.
So I went to go like tear it off, slice my thumb open.
Yeah, of course, because it's metal.
Because it's metal, and I was like, ah! Obviously, it wasn't that big deal, but yeah, man, cuts like that are very frequent on a job site.
I was gonna say your dad comes home. I've never seen someone with more cuts on their head.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be like, Tom, like, what the hell happened? He'll be like, I just ding myself at work, and I'm like, no. I ding myself at work. You have a cut on your head.
Yeah, Dad frequently comes home with gashes and shit.
Yeah, like
I don't think he even feels it anymore.
No, it must just be like something that you just get used to.
Well, it's funny, right? Because like Dad, his whole safety is his whole thing. He's a professional, But when you get on the job site, his whole rule of thumb is that if you're working on the second floor, you can take your hard hat off because no one's above you.
Right.
But if you're on the first floor, you got to have your hard hat on.
Right, because people are above you.
So his whole thing is that like he's kind of funny. He was like, the first thing you do when you're on the second floor is you take a nail, you hammer it into a post, and you put your hard hat on. But then it's funny because then he comes home with cuts on his head. I'm like, the reason you have cuts on your head is because you're not wearing your fucking hard hat.
Yeah, obviously shit's falling on your head.
It clearly happens.
What you know what he has. I always just wind it down to like whatever, man. You have more experience in this industry.
30 years, man. 30 or 40 years he's been working in this sheet metal worker.
So like whatever, like if cuts on your head aren't just wash it out.
Yeah,
that's all I ask.
He's a goddamn professional, that guy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories my dad ever told me was like, I was like, Dad, when I was a kid, I was like, Dad, do you get lots of cuts on the job site? Because he used to come home and he was all cut up and shit. He'd be like, yeah, I know, Cameron. Like his first week on a job site, like 30 years ago, he was putting away a tube of sheet metal into the truck.
Right.
And he was holding. If you can imagine, like for those at home, imagine a tube where there's nothing in the middle. So it's like a
hollow tube.
Like a hollow tube of sheet metal that's been wrapped around.
Yeah. So
you can grip it like on the outside end. You can hold it.
Yeah.
So he was putting it in the truck and it got jammed on something. So he just went like, zhuzh.
Yeah, like pushed it.
And then sliced open this entire...
The webbing between his thumb.
And his index finger so badly that he needed like 20 stitches.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that was his first week. That'd be enough for me to hang up the hard hat. I'd be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah. God damn. Have you ever had to have stitches before?
No, I've never had stitches. I've never broke a bone.
Severe medical thing that you've ever had happen to you?
The most severe medical thing that's ever happened to me?
Yeah, like severe medical incident. Like, have you ever had surgery? Have you ever broken a bone? Like,
does illness count?
No, like physical.
Physical.
Yeah.
No, no, never, nothing.
Okay.
The most severe thing, teeth filling.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say mine was probably when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. That's technically a surgery.
My wisdom teeth grew in.
Yeah.
Like my skull can fit it.
You just like have them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had 2 coming in and they didn't hurt or anything, but the dentist was like, "This is gonna hurt eventually. Like, you should probably take it out." And
Deal
then
with it.
Since you have them, you may as well just get them all out at once. Like your top 2 are probably under there and about to poke out as well. So may as well just take care of all of them.
Just yoss them
out. I was
out.
like, yeah, sure, whatever. Had them all taken out, all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, man. No, I'm actually like, I'm not scared of breaking a bone or anything, but the thing is like, what freaks me out about it is not having it ever had happened to me.
Yes.
Like, it's the unknown that's freaky about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, I'm sure if I broke my arm, it would just be like anyone else who breaks their arm.
Totally.
You put it in a cast, you put it in a sling.
Yeah.
And then in a couple weeks, you're better.
The idea of like setting the bone though.
Yeah, I've heard that's a very painful experience.
Oh my God. I don't, God damn. Whenever I see it happen in movies and like somebody sets their own bone, they're like, oh, we don't have time. I just have to fix it. No. I'm like, I could never do that to myself. Like, the pain sounds awful, and then like, I would need somebody else to do it for me. The thought of inflicting that on myself, just
your body would stop you. Your brain would literally be like, no, you're gonna cause yourself too much pain.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's why, like, that's why you can't like stab yourself, right? Unless you're like, really in a bad place.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how hard you try, your body will always like, no. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't stab yourself, idiot.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, Oprah.
There's a moment in Queen and Slim, which is not I'm not going to go into details.
Yeah.
Because you
I still haven't seen that fucking movie.
So good.
Like, I really dropped the ball this year on movies. I really did.
Yeah, me too. I was really absent when it came to movies this year.
Bad about it.
From now on, I'm going to do what you do now, or we're getting into now, which is just like, go see a movie if you want to go see it.
Yeah.
And like, maybe send the call out to be like, hey, anyone want to come?
Yeah.
And if everyone says no, like, still go see it.
Well, like, you told me that Steve does this, and I've sort of just started doing it too, where like, you pitch to the group chat as like, I'm going to see this movie at this time at this theater. Does anybody want to come? Because I'm going regardless.
Right.
Let me know so that if you need to be
there.
picked up, like, I can pick you up, but like, I'm going to do this regardless of whether you're coming or not. And I find that usually gets people to join me.
Right. But long story short, I brought up Queen. I want to finish the thought because I think we do that a lot, where it's like we'll be like, in this thing, and then like someone will get interrupted, or like we'll move on to something else.
Anyways, Queen and Slim.
Yeah. So Queen and Slim, there's a moment where one of the characters gets their shoulder dislocated, and the other one is like, okay, like I know how to set it.
Yeah.
And like if you don't know, you ever heard Queen and Slim? It's like the Black Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
It's literally in the marketing.
Except like they're not running away from they are running away from committing a crime, but it's like justified.
It's more political than that. You'll see.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie. I really liked it. But yeah, that was a tense ass scene, and I never want to dislocate I think dislocating your bone would actually. I'm more scared of dislocating a joint than I am of breaking a bone.
Yeah. Can we stop talking about medical stuff?
You brought it up.
I can't do it anymore.
Here, so we'll talk about something general and fun.
Okay.
The Oscars.
Oh, that's right.
The Oscars happened.
The Oscars and awards season is finally over.
Thank God.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I
actually like award season.
I don't.
I like it because lots of good movies come out.
Mostly because I'm a jealous bitch and I can't stand watching other people be successful in front of me.
Wow. Like were you like did you like when you were watching, like, what did we watch together? What Oscar we watched? We watched like 1917 together.
Yeah.
And like were you at one point like, fuck this British guy.
Yeah.
I hate this British guy. Fuck Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, we all know that I hate Timothée Chalamet because that little bastard had the gall to be in 2 Oscar nominated. His first 2 movies were Oscar nominated, like Oscar bait movies. Like,
is that right? His first like breakout films.
Fuck out of here! Fucking Call Me by Your Name and like Lady Bird.
Were those his first 2 films?
Well, I don't know if they were like his first 2, but like he broke out pretty quickly, pretty early. I don't think his filmography is very large. Like beyond that,
he was in Little Women as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, man. I know you hate Timothée Chalamet.
I don't hate. Like, I hate Timothée Chalamet. But
I know you despise Timothée Chalamet. Like, I know that if you were in a room,
he hasn't done anything wrong.
Hitler and Timothée Chalamet, you'd shoot Timothy twice. No. Of course, I'm hyperbolizing, but the thing I gotta hand it to Timothée Chalamet though. That guy's a bang up actor. He's a fucking good actor.
No, he's a fantastic actor. And like,
that's why he gets cast in everything.
Of course, he's been cast in everything because he fucking delivers every single time, and he's done like a variety of things.
And he's worked with a ton of people now.
He's done period pieces. He's done coming of age. He's done coming of age again. He's done like fucking
gay coming of age.
He's done historical stuff. Like, of course, you want to work with Timothée Chalamet because he delivers every goddamn time.
Right.
But at the same time, you're 24 years old and more successful than me. Go to preschool, you little baby.
Wow. You change your diaper, Timothy?
Oh, you want a diaper, Timothy?
Did you poop? You poop out of that perfect butt, asshole?
Oh my God.
But were you happy with the award season this year in terms of the Oscars?
I was.
I was happy too.
Nobody that I wanted to have won anything, and Parasite swept.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah.
I think it's
so
crazy
fucking happy
that,
about Parasite.
I think it's crazy that it's Bong Joon-ho and Disney who have both won 4 Oscars in one night.
Yeah, really.
You know, like
Toy Story 4 won the best animated.
I have never been like less
enthused.
I've never waited with less bated breath than when the best animated movie award got announced, because I knew is there a Disney movie nominated? Okay, it's getting it.
Well, it's funny that Toy Story 4 got nominated, but Frozen 2 didn't.
They basically invented that category for Disney. I think Frozen 2 might have been a little late for Oscars.
It got nominated for songs.
Oh, that's true.
But Frozen 2 was also just all right. Honestly.
Yeah. Also, like, you think about, like, Toy Story is an institution.
Yeah.
I feel like Frozen is at least the beginning of an institution, you know? Like, Frozen might be suffering from, like, suffering. It won an Oscar. The first Frozen won an Oscar. But I think they were kind of just like, listen, like, this is for real, the last Toy Story. So
For real.
Let's give it an Oscar as a send-off.
What kills me about the animated sections is, so there's 2 movies that people really wanted to see get recognition. It was that French film, Something About My Body, Leaving My Body. Something like, I really want to see it. I unfortunately haven't seen either of these films. I've been slacking. But the other one was Klaus,
yes.
which is a 2D cell animated.
Yep.
It's about Christmas, but it's really more of like a fun animated movie. Like, even though it features like Santa Claus, it's not really like a Christmas movie. I hear. It's on Netflix, and I really want to watch it. You should watch it because I've heard it's great. But then Toy Story fucking wins, and it's like, the reason why I have a bone to pick with this particular category is because there's been things popping up on Twitter of like testimonies of Academy members writing about certain like older Oscars writing about animation categories. And they're so fucking disdainful.
Yeah.
Like, there was one who was like, I only ever go see the animated movies that are nominated that my kid wants to watch. And, like, all this other stuff is just bullshit. Like, literally, they said, like, one was like, this is fucking bullshit, like, cartoon kid bullshit. And it's like, they literally, like, the Academy fucking hates it.
They poo-poo it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
That's disappointing, but not surprising.
Yeah, it's true.
I also... somebody retweeted this article because people were also upset that Jennifer Lopez didn't get nominated for an Oscar for Hustlers at all, or that Hustlers didn't get nominated for anything, which I can actually see. It's a great movie with some really good performances.
I haven't seen it, but you sung its praises.
I
loved
Hustlers.
You said it was great.
I thought it was so good, and just the fact that it got it got the thumbs up from people like actual dancers makes me feel all the better about it, because like it just portrayed stripping in a accurate light.
Well, it's good that it's a good movie, because I found that it's like, you told me that,
at least like semi-accurate. They said that like it's not 100% accurate, but it's the best movie about strippers.
It's a fucking movie,
It's the best movie about strippers.
Well, at the same time, I found all of the marketing to be like very centered around like the dancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like all of the marketing I saw
doesn't actually play into it that
all
much.
The marketing I saw was like, come see like Constance Wu and like Cardi B like dancing on a pole, and it's like, I've heard the movie is way more than just that.
Yeah.
So it's kind
so
of
much more.
It's a little disappointing. I almost wish that they would have marketed it differently.
Yeah. You know what though? Like, I don't know. I didn't have that many issues with the marketing thing. Anyways, Oscars, backtracking, Hustlers, somebody shared an article about an interview that somebody did with a voting Academy member who chose to remain anonymous, but she was a 91-year-old woman, and the interviewer was like bringing up like how people were upset that Jennifer Lopez didn't get nominated for an Oscar, and the language that she used to describe how she felt about that movie was actually disgusting.
Really?
I was actually like, I had to stop because I couldn't stop being mad. I was like, okay,
was it just like
racist? Read the article, like separate your emotions from this for the sake of finishing the article, and I couldn't do it because I got so mad. She was so rude and like looking down her nose at Jennifer Lopez for like playing a stripper, and like, you know, like she was like, how dare they make a movie about strippers? Almost, it was like, it was disgusting.
You're a fucking old bag.
I'm
Fuck
like,
you.
Like why make a movie about anything then?
Yeah, really.
You know, like, why, like, if you're gonna poo-poo that, then like, how dare they make a movie about a blue hedgehog that runs fast? How dare they make a movie about a spork? You know, like, why is that like the peak of animated cinema for this year?
Right.
Like I don't know, like, I just think it's ridiculous. Like, the glory of movies is that you can tell stories from any group or any thing, any object can turn into a fascinating movie subject. Like,
it's a movie.
Who the hell cares?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's about telling stories. It's about, you know, sort of like subverting reality sometimes. Like, movies can be anything. Like, if a movie about strippers is like the worst thing, then like, what is appropriate to talk about? You know, like,
Yeah.
why is a movie about
What's an appropriate movie?
exactly?
Air
Like,
quotes.
what is an appropriate movie subject for you then? You know, like, what
Well, she's 91. She probably doesn't think anything in the world is appropriate anymore.
like, are you like, whatever, just like,
My Auntie Gloria is 94 and she can barely speak full sentences anymore.
go watch Gone with the Wind until you die. Like, I swear to God, if that's all that's good enough for you.
But
you know?
yeah, I'm sad that the Irishman.
Why would a movie about strippers like be nominated for an Oscar? Why the hell not? Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what is good movie subject matter for you then? Like, what is, you know, you don't even watch, the Academy doesn't even watch all the movies that come out. Like,
They're not required to.
So if you don't watch all of the movies that you nominated, I don't understand why you're seen as a monolith then when it comes to judging like what was the best in North American cinema.
And the Academy are like secretive, right? Like no one really knows who's on the Academy.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, I think it's a choice. I think some people can be out in the open about it, because I think I saw Winston C. Duke posting about how he's like a member of the Academy's voting committee, and he was like, took a picture of a bunch of like DVDs, like unmarked DVDs. He was like, yeah, like, I time to study up and like watch all these movies so that I can vote. Like, excited to, you know, excited to be a part of this like process and hopefully bring like new vision to like voting for the Oscars and stuff like that. But I think other members choose to just remain anonymous to protect themselves and their families, which is fair.
It's understandable.
But like, you hear 91-year-old Academy member and you're like, I don't think you should still be on the Academy.
Well, especially because like so many movies nowadays
Not
are being
with that
made
attitude,
by
at least.
younger people. So like, you know, maybe there should be younger Academy members to
Or even
reflect
just,
the
like,
conscious.
Or even just like raise your standards. Make it so that you have to watch all of the movies.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in the Academy of Arts and Sciences is like established. It's not like taking time out of their, you know, months, years to watch like 36 movies is gonna, you know, is gonna be a huge time suck for them. You know, you literally work in film. You have all the time in the world to watch film. If anybody has time to watch 36 movies, it's you.
Yeah, right.
It's these people. So, like, watch the movies. Like, I don't understand how you can possibly be allowed to vote and have a voice, and go give somebody an industry award that affects their career so heavily on the basis of you not watching their movie at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand how you can get away with that.
Well, because they're a part of the Academy, the illustrious Academy of Arts and Science.
But I feel like you only get to be illustrious because you intimately know everything that's gone on in that industry within that year.
Right.
So why are you getting away with not watching all the movies?
I think it's ridiculous, Sam. Like, I agree with you.
It drives me crazy. It absolutely drives me crazy.
Well, it's just another reminder that Oscars and Emmys and Grammys and Tonys
are nice, but they only mean so much.
Awards also reflect industry. They don't reflect public conscience. They don't reflect.
Yeah.
Because, okay, if the Academy Awards reflected public conscience, then Endgame would have won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Jesus. So,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Or it would have been nominated at least.
Yeah.
I don't know about one, because some people, there's actually a fair number of people who feel a lot of ways about Marvel movies and don't want to see them win. But like,
yeah.
It would have been nominated for something in
the
one of the main
Academy,
categories.
they were going to have that oh my god,
Were they gonna like
fuck, I can't.
acknowledge it in
What the
some
fuck
way?
is the word? The category.
Yeah.
They were gonna add a category for like best blockbuster or something.
That's right.
Or like most entertaining
That's right.
film or
I
something.
remember like 2 years ago when they said they were gonna do that,
and they killed
Yeah.
it because of the
Yeah.
negative response.
Yeah.
I get it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a contrived category.
Yeah.
It's like, in my opinion, what I think the Oscars is really great for is that they shine a light on movies like Parasite, which is like, you know, Parasite was popular. It clearly made money and it did well. But like, not everyone I know saw Parasite. It wasn't a fucking blockbuster.
Yeah.
It wasn't this movie that made billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But then the Academy is like, go watch this fucking movie because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Endgame doesn't need more publicity. It doesn't need
Yeah.
an Oscar for being the most entertaining film.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because then it also like I feel like it also sort of tamps down what we see as like a quote unquote like good movie.
Yeah.
Because you know, like Parasite is a fantastic movie. Endgame
Fucking
is a
so
fantastic
good.
movie, but
Go watch it.
if we were to give Endgame the award for like best blockbuster, then we're sort of applauding just like raw hype
Well, yeah.
in film, and like as an industry awards ceremony, that's really not what the Oscars are about. The Oscars are about like the art and science of making film.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Endgame doesn't have that. You know, I certainly think that constructing an entire universe that works on its own, on film alone, and like not always 100% relying on like something like comics, is a beautiful and it's an amazing feat.
Right.
But you know,
It was
like
popular film. The most popular film.
yeah, adding popularity into an industry awards ceremony kind of underscores
Everything.
what the Oscars are supposed to be
Yeah.
about.
It's contradictory to the whole night.
Yeah,
Well, because like, what constitutes a popular film?
exactly.
And then of those films, it's most popular. So
It's also way too broad. Parasite and Endgame are both popular films, but you're gonna put Endgame and like Hustlers and I don't know
Any Marvel movie,
the Emoji Movie, and like the Lego Movie in like the same category because of that, but like you're not gonna put Parasite in there. It's like it's
well, because popular is
you
too
see
broad.
what I'm saying here?
It's far too broad.
Way too broad.
What does popular mean? And
Yeah.
then when you have these movies in this category, what constitutes a win?
Yeah.
Is it return, box office return?
Yeah.
Is it like
Is
tickets
it like,
bought? Like,
is it online buzz? You know,
Yeah.
do you count how many times something got tweeted about or posted about on Instagram, like
yeah.
or tagged in something? Like,
So, yeah.
how do you measure that?
I'm glad that they scrapped that. It was very contrived.
That's exactly the word I was going to use.
It was just
very
another
contrived.
excuse to make popular movies more popular,
Yeah,
to give Disney more Academy Awards.
yeah,
But in terms of the Oscar this year, I was happy. I expected Joaquin to win. I was sad that Irishman didn't win a single Oscar.
yeah.
I thought it would at least win one.
I remember.
But Taika won. Good for Taika Waititi.
Oh my God, Taika Waititi. Yeah.
And Renee Zellweger won. Good for her.
Yes, she won Best Actress, right?
Yeah, Best
That was
Actress,
really. I mean, like
Laura Dern. Oh my God.
Laura Dern, Best Supporting Actress for Marriage Story. Yeah.
Oh my boy, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt.
I was super excited that ScarJo won nothing.
It would have been such a big moment for the Asian community, though.
I know, but you're just gonna have to settle for a little movie called Parasite, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
For your Asian representation.
Bong Joon-ho is gonna put Scarlett Johansson in the Parasite sequel.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was I gonna say about?
Talking about Oscars.
Oh yeah. Renee Zellweger winning for Judy. Did you see Judy? Did I see Judy?
No.
Did any of our friends see Judy?
I'm pretty sure no one in the Academy watched Judy.
My mom saw Judy. That's the only person I know who saw Judy.
I heard it was great.
And she won an Oscar for it. I am asleep. Like
That's
I
good
must
shit.
I must be fully asleep.
Well, you know what though? Like, wins like that, like giving it to Renee Zellweger for a movie that clearly wasn't like popular.
Yeah.
I think is it's a testament to her ability.
I feel like
it's a testament to the performance.
I feel like Judy is this season's I, Tanya. where like I
yeah.
actually really want to see it. I'm gonna see it after the fact. So I'm gonna be like, damn.
I'm starting to feel bad
Why
for
didn't I
Margot
see
Robbie.
it sooner?
Margot Robbie's been nominated for like 5 fucking Oscars, and she hasn't won a single one.
It's so early in her career, though.
She's getting Leo levels of just like getting nominated all the time.
Yeah,
and
Leo
just
passed
never
it
winning.
on to her in Wolf of Wall Street. He's like,
When they
"Here you go,
showed,
here's my curse."
they passed the baton.
Yeah.
When they showed Leo, because he was nominated for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which I get, like, you know, but they showed him, and you could tell he was like, I'm not gonna fucking win. Like, he's like,
I got my fucking Oscar.
He waved. He was like, yeah, remember when you
you
gave it to me for Revenant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Leo.
Shirk Boy was real mad that Brad Pitt won for Best Supporting Actor.
Why?
Though, because he wanted Joe Pesci to win.
Oh,
he
whatever.
was like, Joe Pesci came back to acting for Irishman to lose to Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but Brad Pitt was amazing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I didn't see it.
So I actually, the thing with Brad Pitt is that Brad Pitt's one of those actors, like, have you seen lots of Brad Pitt's movies?
I've seen a couple. I've seen Fight Club. He's not in Snatch, is he?
Yeah, I think he's in Snatch.
Okay, so I guess technically I've seen Snatch.
Point being is that Brad Pitt.
I haven't seen a lot of his movies though.
Brad Pitt. Someone put this on Twitter, and it's the most perfect description of Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is a character actor trapped in a movie star's body because he's a really fucking great character actor.
He was like a heartthrob in the 90s and
Yeah.
early 2000s.
He was like the sexy guy.
Like, he's actually really dedicated to his
fucking
craft.
great actor.
Yeah.
And it's about goddamn time he got some recognition.
He's also he just kind of silently has been producing movies and like backing, especially like POC movies. Like, he's a huge. People think he was just in 12 Years a Slave, but he like executive produced 12 Years a Slave. He also, I think, executive produced. I think it was a Barry Jenkins movie. It was like Beale Street or Moonlight or something like that. Ooh. He had a hand in that. Bunch of POC movies, and like apparently he's very much on the side of like representation and like making sure representation matters.
And he
like,
loves Letterkenny.
Does he?
Yeah. Did you not see that clip?
What?
Yeah.
What?
There was at the Oscars. I think it was it's not obviously not Jared Keeson.
Hurry up and tell the story. Oh my god.
Holy fuck. Jesus. Who's the other guy that directs Letterkenny besides Jared Keeso? I think he plays Glenn.
Well, I was gonna say the actor who plays Glenn directs more than Jared Keeso does.
Right. So do you know his name?
Oh, fuck, I forget.
Whatever. So I'm pretty sure like he or like a producer of Letterkenny was at the red carpet and interviewing people.
Oh.
And Brad Pitt came up and they asked him about like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he was like, yeah, this and that. Like, well, you know what I do love though? I love your show, Letterkenny. It's a great show. And he walked away and he turned around. And he's like, he loves Letterkenny.
God!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Something that's been really great about being Canadian and Letterkenny is knowing now that Letterkenny is like a fucking worldwide show.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Letterkenny now.
Yeah.
They made a fucking reference to Letterkenny in a DC comic book.
I see Letterkenny stuff on like Tumblr. Like people posting like photo sets and gift sets, and like someone posted like that cold open where they're like doing like the porn noises.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a classic.
And they just wrote like, I love this show. And I looked and it was in like an American blog.
Well, here's the thing though. What's really brilliant about Letterkenny, and the Oscars were great.
Jacob Tierney, that's the name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was him. So, and I could be wrong, but the thing with Letterkenny that's really good is that Letterkenny, despite being this town about like hicks and degens and all these other kinds of people, they're all very accepting and loving and positive with one another.
Yeah.
Like think about like
they live harmoniously in and amongst each other.
And they're also like it's Letterkenny, it's kind of weird to describe it this way because I'm making it sound like it's the focal point, but it's not necessarily the focal point.
Me and Brad Pitt both watch Letterkenny. When I'm watching Letterkenny, Brad Pitt's probably been watching Letterkenny at the same time.
Exactly.
Brad Pitt watches Letterkenny.
So anyway, Letterkenny is very sex positive.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like all of the really gorgeous women like Bonnie and Katie live their sexual lives on their sleeves and like are very open about how often they fuck.
The McMurrays have like a functional open relationship. Yeah. It's not like one of those like dysfunctional somebody just wanted to cheat. Yeah. No, it's like an actual open relationship.
No one gives Gail shit for being a total fucking weirdo.
Super sexual.
Like flicking her bean all the time and shit.
I wouldn't even say it's like they just kind of ignore her, like, oh, that's Gail. Like,
no, they're pretty visibly uncomfortable, but they don't stop hanging out with her though.
Like the Letterkenny talent show where she does that monologue from that like gladiator porno or whatever. Like Katie is like sitting there the whole time going like, she's like mouthing the words along with it, and like when Gail finishes, she's just like, oh, spot on. Like,
you know, and there's characters like Tanis who talk about her abortion openly,
yeah,
and like no one bats an eye, and
Yeah.
no one gives, and like it's an amazing show.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Letterkenny, go watch it.
Go watch Letterkenny.
It's truly great. Like one of the
turn on the
greats.
subtitles.
It would help because
I had to turn on the subtitles for the entire first season,
Yeah.
and still every once in a while I have to go back and like be like, "What did you say? What did you say?"
one of my favorite lines in Letterkenny is in the first episode. It's something along the lines of like what happened to your body hair, Big Shoots? You look like a 12-year-old Dutch girl. Oh God.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a friend of mine who auditioned to be on Letterkenny.
I can't quote Letterkenny because it's just so.
Oh, it's amazingly
so fast. Like
yeah.
I can't actually like bring up any of the jokes really. I think mostly I can say is like, oh, well, welcome to Crack an Egg, but you can't. So.
Yeah. Or there's the like, hey Wayne, how you doing? Oh.
Hey Wayne, how you doing? No good, not so much, not too bad yourself. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Fucking McMurray, good old McMurray.
It's a special place in heaven for people who love animals.
What? Sorry.
From the Goose episode, remember? Mrs. McMurray keeps saying like, "There's a special place in heaven for people who love animals."
Oh yeah. That's a great episode.
Yeah.
But listen, we're at an hour 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a great podcast, talking about all sorts of bullshit as usual.
Well, Cam, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are signing off forever. The last episode of the Chill Spot podcast.
Yeah.
That's not true. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
You'll find us here Tuesday at 3 p.m. as per usual.
Love y'all.
You can find us wherever you find podcasts.
It's been great talking to you. Go watch Parasite. Go watch Letterkenny. Lesson number 1.
Oh, you know what's okay? So I want to mention one more thing before we sign off.
Yeah.
So the YouTube episode of Sarah's podcast, last week's episode of the podcast,
Yeah.
got like 30 views.
Yeah.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, is not a lot of people. But for us, because we have 60 subscribers, is like a half decent amount of views.
Half of our base.
You know, 61 subscribers. Now we have 61 subscribers.
Ooh.
Getting there.
Yeah.
That's a 10% increase from last month.
There
So,
you go.
small steps. But the thing is, I have to wonder, did people click on the podcast episode because it was called Boobs? Because it got an insane influx, like way more views than our pod. Because most people, I imagine, listen to the podcast, listen to it on streaming services.
You know, Cam, sex sells.
Sex does sell.
What can I say?
I'm gonna put a hot like e-girl on like every thumbnail
Yeah.
from all of our videos from now on.
Yeah.
And just roll with that, you know? To see how she goes. Fuck
God.
these like thumbnails that I spend time on and like work hard on.
Well, that's like, I remember when we started this channel, we were like, and we're not going to do clickbait. We were like, yeah, clickbait's disgusting. And then it kind of worked.
And then every single person who I consulted with and every video that I watched and every letter that I read was all like, if you want to people to watch your videos, you have to do clickbait titles. Because that's the current state of YouTube.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
That's just the way she goes.
So I think we've landed on a pretty comfortable, like, we have 2 videos a week that are quote-unquote clickbait videos.
Yeah.
And then we have the podcast and 2 Let's Play episodes. So I think we've met a pretty nice middle ground.
Listen, like, we're not like, what's her face? The girl who invented mukbangs, Tasha Patras or whatever.
That's the first time I've heard that name.
We're not her, you know. It was just like, who like posts shit like, I got arrested.
Oh, we gotta start doing that though.
It's not like that, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And if we got to do a little bit of clickbait to grow this little channel of ours, then we got to do it.
That's the way she is.
It's just business.
Just business as usual.
Just business as per usual. Do we have, I mean, like, I said the first lesson was to watch Parasite and Letterkenny.
Okay, that's good.
Do we have any other lessons for today?
Lesson 2, what do we talk about?
Go watch Hustlers.
Yeah, lesson 2 is to go watch,
Yeah.
Lesson 1 is to watch Parasite and, what's the other one you said?
Letterkenny.
Wait, lesson 1 is Parasite, lesson 2 is Letterkenny, lesson 3 is Hustlers.
There we go.
If you watch this on YouTube, then you know for a fact that we have a YouTube channel.
Woo!
Which means you can subscribe to us and ring the notification bell to stay notified on our uploads.
Wow.
We do a variety show on Monday, a podcast on Tuesday,
Meow.
a longer Let's Play on Wednesday, and then 2 of our Let's Play series get updated every Thursday and Friday, which then alternate every 3 weeks. So, subscribe, stay notified, and we'll see you guys next week.